today, we want to lay on the table the promise where President Bio don't make. 2 weeks back, we've been there now, all the address, waiting WFP find out na Sierra Leone. Inside a report, they say almost 5.1 million Sierra Leoneans them when it comes to food business, then they're wondering because of food insufficiency and food insecurity. Well, the person will be there na WFP in time done. So if they go tell bye-bye to President Bio, and a day President Bio been talk some things them way he plan for work alongside WFP for able for achieve na Sierra Leone. We go can look deep into that one day, but for now, make we take the COVID-19 status update for today, September 28th. But before that, since we not be there yesterday, yesterday we been get 11 new cases. 11 new cases for yesterday. But for today, Monday, now 0 new confirmed case. I see the smile because I say 0 confirmed case. You say, wow, oh, Salon, tell God thank you. We don't do them back. But take a pause, though. I'll make you mash your breakfast. Make you ready to the out next. We don't find out, say, on average now, 400 to 500 tests in the labs, then they analyze the salon. But however, for yesterday, the past 24 hours, now only 11 tests then they analyze. So because of 11 tests analyzed, we have 0 confirmed new cases. Yes, 11 tests. But the one that will not be coming in before the update today, then go join them to tomorrow and we'll wait for see the numbers them for tomorrow. But for today, now only 11 tests and they analyze, and so we get 0 confirmed case. Okay, make we look the other numbers then. Because now 0 confirmed case, you already know say it go just like the one yesterday. The cumulative positive case now na Salon do reach 2,215. 2,215. For the past 24 hours, nobody no lost in life to COVID-19. Nobody no lost in life to COVID-19. So we still stand at a total number of 72 people who don't lost in life to COVID-19 na Salon. The one them within isolation center, we get the virus. Now 462. 462 people them in isolation center. The one them we don't recover from COVID-19 for the past 24 hours, nobody. So we still stand at 1,681. 1,681. The one that were in quarantine, now 350. The one that were on discharge from quarantine, now 11,242. Make we check the Mano River Union countries them and see how then they do they. For today, now this not the new cases them. Sierra Leone 0, Guinea 63, Liberia 1, and Ivory Coast 29. We give a total number of 98 positive cases them for today no more. Now the Mano River Union countries them. And for that, that's what the numbers then look like. Sierra Leone 72, Guinea 66, Liberia 82, and Ivory Coast 120. A total number of 340 people that they don't lost their life to COVID-19 na the Mano River Union countries them. Now so the numbers them look like for today. We can look now into we program for the day. As I've been telling you earlier, now the opening for say President Bio say in the try for make people them go to bed without the not get for wondering for it the next day, or even say them go to bed them belly full. This may happen where the WFP country representative they go tell bye-bye to President Bio as in time done. Some people then they say, even Timbuktu just talk about make we try for, they say Triple say rest now staple food na salon and rest a poly with when it comes to nutrition. He say, but if you check like bulgur, potato and yam, he say more particularly yam, it gets numerous food values them. He say high in fiber, low in carbs, good for people when we get diabetes, and also enrich in calcium, magnesium, and potassium. He say even if we can check beans and maize, you get protein than we the body need. We go even no say, even we as Sierra Leoneans them, we don't travel out of Sierra Leone. Mostly, if we safe, no eat rest for the day, we feel say we know it. Even though maybe some of we don't begin to try forget a balanced diet, a balanced one, we'll feel say for the day, you guys say, oh, I need dessert, I need vegetable, I need fruit, I need all these things for able for supplement your food diet for the day. But in Sierra Leone, not so not the case. Even the rest, where we they say, oh, people can get for they know how then they play with time and waiting. It's difficult for some people to have. Let alone, you they try for tell person say, not the only option that the person gets. And he try for tell and say, okay, why you not try this? Why you not try that? Why you not try that? Although, yes, we can say, oh, casada potato, the one they did a heavy, we eat and so, that's not the layman point of view. I think you take a, say that the heavy we eat and so, WFP, the outgoing country representative, Hussein Utal, be gonna State House for go tell bye-bye, tata, to President Bio because in time na salon, done. But he no go without he no go talk, but in success system, we in don't get since in the as country representative na salon. He talk about the cash transfer. He also talk about how WFP don't heavily involved in the school feeding program. By way manner, we then provide things them where the school picking then go need for it. I think under this, we make China safe being one for stepping with that 49,000 bags of rice. But we all know how the rest they begin for end up. Even though anti-corruption then tell we say, we still get for a from them concerning this rest. And we they wait. Even though we they can't, but we they wait. Make we continue. WFP then plan. Now for say 2030 inside Sierra Leone, food, angry, go to bed at night angry belly. They wondering who say the next food get for come out the next day. It get for be a thing of the past. Now they aim that one day for make we Sierra Leoneans them 2030, which is 10 years from now. You go begin for us say, how do they plan to achieve this? How they want for achieve say 2030 people in Sierra Leone will not be wondering, where it come to tin for it. You say, then get a project where then they try for see how then go able for teach people them about cooking mechanism and even then diets. It's in that day will be the talk now. Nadande we talk now. Because at that time, 2030, enough food go down there for it. But the government of Sierra Leone self then get the National Development Plan, where they say it look they align with waiting WFP they talk about. For make people in Sierra Leone go to bed without wondering. But how? Because that's the big question here. For Siam, yes, that's fine, but now how? It say WFP don't help in the part of agriculture. But I believe say if we do them right, definitely in 10 years, we go truly say we get varieties, then we get things for it. We go make people wondering. And when I hear this, I begin to go back into time, I go back, but I'm not able to lay hand by anything where them we don't say. Because I know they've said something about this before, but they not go get me to them. They not get me to them. Because this one now, this particular one, it's on archive. In 10 years on, we're going to play it. If that one day in the same thing we dip and back, then we'll go for ask question. Why make we not achieve this? But here, when President be in the talk, he say, in Glady, because say, WFP then come at the right time, and also then ready for give WFP full support for achieve zero hunger na Sierra Leone. Zero hunger na Sierra Leone. Then go there in support. Because waiting do, like as I be say, the 2020 to 2024 strategic plan, it fall under waiting WFP one do so na Sierra Leone. But I don't know if you hear the side way President Bill talk say, he say, when they talk about the free quality education, they no be think about the school feeding program. He say it not been come to mind. But WFP began for step in. For tell them say, with all the studies we don't do. Yes, if I know they say picking for go school and all this, but una no say boku host then they we not get thing for it, Boku picking then they we not go able for stay focused in the classroom because then belly empty. So WFP becomes may they can support with the school feeding program. I remember when the launch of the free quality education came, when the president as well as the vice president then began 10 cow, then get per mind, then get boku tin them. I don't forget which pathway we go. But it be end up in the the school feeding program, then tin and day. Where that sending I begin for us these villagers then we be go get a all in cow and then per mind all thing for go give the vice president. If you go check then self them picking and they go school, they know it. But then be able forget that, then go say, oh, well, now culture, now tradition, for appreciate people, who then go fend you. Even you self, if you go now the provinces, say, people then go take it and give you. Now it makes something not even right now, but we get that ideology in Sierra Leone, thinking to say, if they say just don't, I like not get thing for it. What if they say the president, they can, then go cook the best cook, then go buy their shobi, even though they don't have it. Then go do all in here. So if then thing they wouldn't take, then go give the vice president. At that time, the vice president he take him, he donate them to the school feeding program. How then be shaped and cow and they say for the school me and not sabi. I hope say the school picking and then be it and that ending. No more. But yes, now something will be happen and we've been talking about Anaya. But why make they bring all this? Because the presidency ain't go able for work hand in hand with the WFP for say come 2030. We go to bed. We're not wondering. for its business. We all want to see that come to pass. We want for see. I don't know for you, but I want for believe see you self go on for see that come to pass. I see what we talk about the rest just now. There was a comment to an honorable fan again. Don't forget to that comment I will say, I think Michael Coker, he say, make we not forget say we plus us themselves, then get some good nutrients. So it a balance of with the rest. So make we not just focus say rest no this, rest no that, but the plus ourself will get it a balance of. But I think say it's a good one. And this one we go mark and down. We go mark them down. So that when that time they go come, we go able to ask questions, say yes. Inside September 2020, we are promised, say 2030, we go able for the go to bed we no angry. But make account us friend, make we waiting in get for we today. Yes, us friend, welcome on board, sir. You get the platform.
Yeah, thank you, Triple A. Good evening. Thank you very much for giving the platform. And welcome to all our listeners then. Me on take and drive in this project on this plan when WF get in terms of food. We'll be done see them a few days ago, FA will be done go do that and survey and then tell you about food insecurity. And then they been get plans them prior to that one they wouldn't be done to do. And then now we don't see WFP, the representative, they try for go. We don't see some of the initiative where you don't say you don't do in the country. You don't say you don't try for do that cash transfer and school feeding. But most area they are either they expand on more, but the cash transfer in terms of farmers and for boost them up. But when we look at the food pattern at Salone, we will see the way then they plant food, then the way then they consume them, and then the way people then they sell them and the way then they buy them is different so much. And it know it diverse in a form wherein it make people not to everybody they benefit directly from agriculture the way it's supposed for benefit. The amount they produce it will benefit, but sometimes a small scale. Then the mindset what they go buy them is sometimes they go buy them in wherein you know able to make profit. Why? Because sometimes the road problem. Then the one where they consumer now, if they come back, sometimes what he say if they can't eat. He will buy them only because of what he will for obtain. So then he bring we now to say, well, that agriculture become diverse. Which is the diverse agriculture? We get the animal sector of agriculture. You get fisheries inside agriculture. You get the very one the land, the plants, the insects now where they grow. And then plants there back, you get different plants there where people before don't look into say this, now you for don't let the chain work they go. All right, these are the plants the way they plant in season based on the climate or the season where they go on. If not in the season, get what they plant. They get one the way they plant will be seen years before the harvest. So, but if they look again, say the sector of the agriculture, one at the animal side and the fishery side, now that side it been lose a little bit because now the side around the way they talk of protein, now they the protein source it they more. Even when MRC look for the song where they sing lobster and other things. Now let me look at fisheries. If then develop fisheries, they empower the fishermen them, then give them safetyness. Look then this where some of them go get problem where a ship go hit one of them, where they say he die. All those security, you know they get them, they know they can't fetch them, they can't fish in the water when they see them. In other words, fish is one of the high quality protein where it already made. Because in the fish, it eat from the plant and other things them. So in only convert the protein where it already easy for let you the mortal man when you take them, it absorb like your system. And when we say protein, I mean they build your body, any part of your cell. Any part you hear, every area of your body part. Now the cell they make up of protein, and the cell now they make up your body, I build you. So but then before don't look into this, Then what they know about it. Because if you follow some areas, they will see people and beyond they highlight this. There was another lady again who will make a presentation about that. In commenting, I don't want the one to embark, let people know how they will able for divert them their attention from eating rice all the time. Let them go get other source of protein, carbohydrates, and other minerals them where they for build your body. And then minerals there, if you look now in demand, be highlight, we see get magnesium, you get calcium, you get iron, all of those things. In other words, it comes to nutritional value, how for teach them for let them go know. And then you, when they bring you implementation, you plan, you they look at first of all, what it make we feel all that area, why we fishery not do well, why we know people then they malnourished. Why would then they get like kwashiorkor when are just carbohydrates and they eat more? Or why some of them they even get sickness where it beats them body able for fatter? So that side and they include another person who will advise them. But then when they come as the donors, most of the time then they come with their own plan. Now for that then a plan then gets. And then if you look what in the government gets, then you now program and they make up. So the plan what the WFP get, then they can sell give them. So then go buy them now, they make a program. But before that, they say they don't get their own program back. But now based on all the small micro-based thing that will be in the camp. But what I try to say is that that thing they are and get for look into how we will able for empower. First of all, waiting with the plant, waiting will come up between 6 months. Waiting go able for people and go able for get not only the quick fix, but waiting at the branch and agriculture, you get things and they grow according to season. Waiting at the food where the people and will need, where they will able to eat, where they will produce at an affordable cost, and then you go able for do for let the other man go able for buy them, then sell what they sell and then go able to get profit, then they get back enough for it. So that is the area where they get for look into. And I'm not saying that you plan what they get. So if they put this implementation as those they've got already, obviously then go able for succeed. But it depends on which scale are they doing it. Because then we don't get projects them from 2011. Because all waiting they surround this all, what we're able to put them in a nutshell. Now in terms of security and peace and human rights, now in all this week, even United Nations, the air, because now him they try for gather up say now this now in the cause the peace like day well let them put money per food, let them put money per education, let them put money per health. But the one way they feel say they get fund for away boku a little bit now the food and agriculture. The other area of health it don't look a little bit scarce because everything they turn to the COVID. So waiting now WFP they do and World Health Organization, they try to encourage the putting and called green revolution where they back them up in terms of peace, how for sustain peace. So now that one they say person it's a sustainable that will able for help. So that money there they come, but it's up to what are they going to arrange. Whose areas they will go prioritize? Waiting will go able for plant, will go able for produce within a short time, where go useful for the people and go able to go before. Would they plant a palm tree them or the palm trees there for them will produce palm oil? But we go take with a longer time. That don't mean say we'll not go plant them. We'll go plant them alongside another project where we go able for give not only rice, but you go get what they call mixed cropping. That inside the plantation, you plant this tier. When you harvest, that thing the way you can't plant, we don't harvest that thing there. You know they spoil the soil, it give nutrient to the soil back. But it's all up to what they call crop rotation and mixed farming. Because when you plant rest, when you pull out, you know what they plant they back. Where you say what the rest don't pull, that other plant they where they grow, it bring and come back. Like for example now, granite. Now, very good protein back, but in a plant protein, it take a longer for digest in your body. All right, but yes, it still live longer in your body where you don't actually accumulate them. So why you know go embark on that one day? Because when you plant and between crops, they help let the plant get nitrogen. So you know they're able to buy fertilizer again when they say NPK. That granite don't bring the nitrogen because when they turn out the crack. That thing the way they inside the roots of the granite, it helps for make the soil replenish. But it's all about waiting and look into history. And the history is waiting, we don't cause anything. They are like how some people they say they may get Plan International, they may get SLPMB, they may get this, they may get Toma Bomb rice farming, then they may get even Rokupu rice research and seed, then they may get even an area where they plant sugar cane, where they produce sugar, like my Gorka area. So there are no areas that would be grown very good. Even that area between Poloko, 91, Tegonabo, a very good land back. You see, get the other area when between Magorka, Ogote, near Kono, then get it back where they produce millet. Now they produce more of millet. So all of these things are incorporate them and bring them. But it's idea of, first of all, know what the people will need. Know the value of the food what they eat. Okay, then you get for teach them. Then the education don't come from that side. But the people themselves don't begin to know. But why they know they implement them? Because there is always a shortcut when the farmer defend for let it go produce in food. So you now when they bring you idea, you get for can sell that idea to run with something where he get a substance where you go say now this you convince out, you go put the cassava aside where they plant, then it begin grow other vegetables and other minerals or like a yam where they say you get magnesium. Because it different a little bit from rice. You see, because rice it look a different when you make up. The protein they panna, but the protein is easy for go away because of how they process the rice. Now, for some people, they prefer brown rice instead of white rice. Because when it is brown, it allow the food in nutrient, the rice in nutrient, they go back inside the seed. Now, for the seed brown. From that brown tea where they pan. Now, the balance, you see, where brewery they go use, then they pull malt there, and they pull other things, and they become nutritious. So, but when you boil them, they make that thing that they absorb inside the seed. So, now, for that, they say, parboil rescue, fine. But in other words, teaching the people and waiting them get for know about the value of the food, how they go able for make them. Because if you begin to teach them, say, well, then you able for make corn, for make like a rest, not make like a gari. Because rather than they try for sell to the people, the yam, then go able for boil them or then go make it into powder form, whether they make pounded yam, all those kind of things. And then they try for teach the people how they go able for convert the idea, because we don't use for it in that plate and bowl form. So they try for find what thing we able for do for you, but if we do for you in a nutritious form, not to like who are the fed for beef na the bowl, or the one they don't take you know, go do for all man. The chicken for day. Yes, all those kind of things there, but it's all based on looking at the history of waiting we don't fail. Now then they look into then they bring that history there now in terms of reality. They look on the history on the other side, they look at who side failures be done there, so that they go able for protrude. Now I know what I'm young take inside this, but I believe say now one of a very vital place where government will able for implement. Because then we come, then get funds the way they want for give. But it left to waiting una they take from there and we say una they put them. I think the problem can always be. And thank you very much for giving me the platform. Now me on small take for that one day.
Thank you very much, Usman. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're most welcome, sir. Yeah.
We dey talk about 2030. People then for go to bed, then be left full. They're not wondering. But then they bring in the question where I ask Jesus, say, how can we as Sierra Leoneans them learn to get a balanced diet? Yes, we Sierra Leoneans are like we don't come on as alone. We dey out of Sierra Leone. We just take and say for the day if we not eat rest. We don't stand a chance for tell person say we don't eat. But I make a be say just now, the one them waiting at the field, then get able for enlighten we. Those we don't do in own bits. We they come now with the doctor. Instead we can able for enlighten we small about the nutritional value them we food then get where we as Sierra Leoneans them in and out of Sierra Leone can able for tap in and benefit out of. Yes, Dr. Aissatou Jallo, you get the platform now. Welcome on board.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope say everybody to do well. Happy Monday, happy new week. Looking for the best, and we want to tell the Ministry, of World Food Program, we work with we in Sierra Leone, even though it don't complete in your mission, and we hope that, whatever recommendations then we don't left or we don't put in place for, we really try for see how we combat, food insecurity in the country through the World Food Program, which this program, many countries and they use them, even the school feeding program where they go on, many people and they use that as well, including people in America, even though not everybody can qualify for certain school meals, based on income, but, in many different states, then they actually can make, available to everybody. So we do hope, based on the president's statement, for Lord take hunger out of the menu in Sierra Leone, that will be very helpful in how we will improve, because, you say you do well, you do anything that you like, you for be healthy, you for get food, you for get our basic human needs, as we always talk about the hierarchy of needs, when at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the bottom of it, we all know the first thing when they talk about physiological needs, now the food, water, and the climate and the rest. Then you talk about your security and your safety that goes on to love and belongings, self-esteem and self-actualization. We're not the highest of the ladder, but not the smallest part of it. But like the bottom of it, they really deal with, a larger portion of what human beings then need. And then you talk about, food, healthy diet, So then did a little bit of modification on the food pyramid, even if you get time, whenever they're in doubt in terms of how much servings of this particular food I need, then you go there, you really see how much, how your plate supposed to look like. So if you really split your plate into 4, the largest portion of your plate supposed to contain vegetables. And then, you talk about fruits, which like half of the plate, now vegetables and fruit. Then you talk about, protein, when like a quarter of the plate, and then the carbohydrates, then they deal with carbohydrate, dairy, that way we deal with a quarter of the plate. So sometimes we as Africans, Sierra Leoneans, we tend to eat more carbohydrates than how much we really, really need for our body. So many of the health problems that we can see, around the globe, we have diabetes, obesity, not depending on the type of food that we eat. The only thing I want to say though, in Sierra Leone or in Africa in general, even though we might see it as if we're not eating enough vegetables, I want to say we do. Because even though, think about it, the potato leaves, cassava leaves, the greens, all these different greens that we cook, even though we cook it with different contents, just to make sure that it's attracting, taste well, for our good, I think they eat, healthy. It's just that, we need to be careful with the rice that they eat, compared to here, then we tell you, say, oh, eat more salad and everything like that. But to tell you the truth, they eat more starch, more processed food than we do. So some of the advantages and then the way we get in Africa, we use with vegetables, on a daily basis, I will tell you that, so if you look at the food pyramid itself, we then try for, make it a little bit better so that then we'll individualize them based on the person, is this person trying to lose weight or is this person trying to be healthy or they're trying to gain weight? Because you get people back where they try for gain weight, but there are certain things that we then will eat for help them. Rather, somebody will just do focus on losing weight. But when they lose weight back, you got to know, say, they really get the amount of servings of food that you need every day. So like if you talk about, the carbohydrates, which contains, bread, rice, pasta, those groups, they expect you for like about 6 to 11 servings per day. And then, you talk about fruits, where they deal with 2 to 4 servings per day. And then your vegetables dealing with, 3 to 5 servings per day. And then, you go into the poultry, where they entail, the meat, the fish, beans, other different things, and then expect you for like about 2 to 3 servings per day. And then, then you go into your dairy products, that's the milk, the cheese, you deal with about 2 to 3 servings per day. And then, fish or, fish oil, sweets, which are you therefore use them very judiciously so that, you don't overdo them, especially if you get some health conditions, then, you don't want to do too much of the sugar, and don't forget diabetes, where they deal with, carbohydrates, people can think, oh, not so sugar, like this not get sugar, but therefore, anything we say carbs, gets sugar in it. their, glucose. So now that's the problem. If you're not person where they suffer from diabetes or almost they approach diabetes, which may happen with your pancreas here. Your pancreas really not to work well, right? Either to produce enough insulin for your body for that process the glucose within the blood, or it's like it not work at all. So in that case, people can become pre-diabetic or they can become diabetic. And once they become diabetic, there are a few things you can do first to really help yourself, how to control the diabetes. If you are just like, with a hemoglobin A1C, we're at the normal range now, below 5.7, but anybody with 5.7 to and above to 6.5, actually, then people they consider them pre-diabetics. So pre-diabetics, you have a good chance to really go back to the normal range. So that would include the food where they eat. That would include the exercise routine. Sometimes you don't expect somebody to let you run, but maybe a walk, a daily walk, even for like 30 minutes, every other day, you can do that. You can start slow and then you increase, all that and it can help to combat, diabetes. If you're not a person with a family history of diabetes, your risk is very higher. So definitely, look at the food pyramid. Try to make your plate in a way that, you eat less carbohydrates, you eat more fruits and vegetables, because those fruits and vegetables, have, some nutrients that are good for your body, that is good for your cells, so as the cell they grow, it needs certain, vitamins, minerals, and all these things. Sometimes people would benefit from taking pill, just try to meet some of these nutrients or vitamins within your body. But, you can get many of these things from just food, natural stuff. Avoid processed food as much as you can. But we know, say, living overseas, we on a rush hour. Most of the time, some of weekend, they eat within, just as they commute, they drive. Now they eat somebody, they eat in lunch and things like that. It's hard, but, definitely the main thing here is, I think use this food pyramid, judiciously and also use them to, to try for work with whatever recommendation they don't give for the country, for law we help. Let people also understand, say, now so you for eat now, some of them things that you for cut back on, for keep yourself healthy. And I know, say, if we do that, we can really try for avoid so many illnesses in the country. Believe it or not, people think about, cancer. People can get cancer through different types of food. If you're not possibly like meat, maybe you need for you, say you get genetics, like you get cancer within that, a risk factor for you. So definitely you want to try to cut back on certain red meat and things like that. Go for the fish, go for the chicken. And these are things that would definitely help. And we hope say we can really combat, our food problem in Sierra Leone through agriculture, through different things them, we put them go try for grow their own, crops if they have to, or even when we get many other different companies then or investors and we're willing for, invest in agriculture that could make the food problem or the food insecurity in the country will become lower.
I want to step in small, doctor. A lot of times, una can confuse we. Yes, because just now you don't say fruit. Okay, let's come to some fruit. Even when you say fruit, now they go tell you say, oh, some fruit bag get a lot of sugar. So some fruit bag the way you for stay off. Because of the sugar content then at the fruit. Example like grapes and these other things then. Let me say, okay, let me just put myself on the spotlight. For now, for a day, maybe now once a day I eat, and maybe sometimes it'll be 8 in the evening, just before I ready for start a program or after, like really late and I just once a day. So waiting at the advice for kind like me, we just try for feel say, okay, doing that will help me even with all the medical conditions on the side. Okay, that's now on the side. But waiting at the advice for we feel say Dandy go able for help me out.
Okay, like sometimes, people have to understand some fruits, yes, do have a lot of sugar content. Believe it or not, apple is too sweet, grapes too sweet. But depending on how much you take from each fruit, where you want, right? They're not going to tell you say no eat. people think they're outdated. Anything. If you eat anything, you just need for do it in moderation. Once you do it in moderation, you will meet the number of servings per day as well as the number of calories we need per day. Now, so for food that way you will find things, like they are very low in sugar. They go with, like anything with like lemon, they deal with pineapples, the strawberries, blackberries, grapefruit, and those are not food that are high in sugar. So you can benefit from that if you're not possibly like that. But if you're not possibly really like the one that will get sugar, instead of having the whole thing, just cut it in half. I think that could help. And, for me, I know in African, I like rice. Sometimes as we all say, if you don't eat rice, you feel like say you don't eat rice. So what I can do, things that way I know still get sugar. I eliminate them out of my diet. That means I don't drink juice. That's it. So I could eat the rice. And pasta, it's rare. I don't cook those things in my house like that. But I guess somebody waiting at my house right now, waiting till say for the cook them. So we cook once in a while. You have me doing that. But, bread, even that, it's rare. So like all these different things, if say you like something, eat them, but just cut them down. Then you can do well. Not just say, oh, because I like them, I just want to go for it. I think that's where the problem is.
So what about the once a day?
The once a day, if once a day they eat them, that's fine. That's fine because, every meal we eat really, they recommend for like you get some form of, vegetables, fruits with it. But if want to eat them, that's fine.
No, I'm talking about eating once a day, like the entire day. You just eat one thing.
No, that's not healthy. That is
that's
not
what
healthy.
I'm doing.
No, that is not healthy because
I just put myself on the spotlight.
Okay. Eating once a day, you really slow your metabolism down because the body needs to understand, there's enough food coming, right? And you decide for eat 1 time per day, then the body just say, I have to be cautious. I don't get other one after this, right? So then what thing can end up for happen? You go begin to break down fat. You begin to break down things that we know for breakdown in your body, So you need for eat, if really you can, you're supposed to eat 6 small meals per day, right? 6 small meals. You get your lunch, you get your breakfast, dinner, but then in between you forget 3 different snacks that we eat. So that's 6 times, if you eat that way, you burn out more calories, you burn, your metabolism, they work very fast, So not see them for the way they see them athletics, or then seeing one them who can see or smaller, figure people that, do sports. They eat throughout the day. They eat throughout the day, but they don't eat it in a large portion. But some of us, we eat one time and we feel like you don't take care of me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But not knowing you did slow down your metabolism. When you slow down your metabolism, you break down fat, meaning that fat that needs to get out of your system so that you can, be healthy and at the same time, lose weight. If you're not possibly intent for lose weight, you get try for eat breakfast, get your snack, then you get lunch, then you eat snacks, then you get your dinner, then you get a snack, and try not to eat too late in the nighttime. Some of us do it because I know because of work schedule in overseas, we do. And you can see where you don't really eat. The recommendation is if you don't eat, you get to wait about, 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, Sometimes I can find myself in those situations, but sometimes what can I do? I have no choice. But as long as you watch what you eat, sometimes you can do well. Okay. But once a day food eating is not a good one. It's not good for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
See, at least Triple A is being honest, people. He's not telling you something different. So we were the one behind the scenes. We have to think about it and not do that.
So thinking it was like the other way around, just then they go help you lose weight and all those things, not so, right?
Say that again.
I said just thinking about like eating once a day, like fasting way, then they go help you for lose weight and all these things, but not so really.
No. No, you have to do the opposite, and then that would help you lose the weight.
So, okay, if you want to give me an advice, me, like today, I'm putting myself on the spotlight because all man say triple stop, triple. So if you want to give me an advice, how do you think I can achieve this, even though I really be feel to say doing that will help me like control my weight, but how you feel say I can able for do moderately, like eat something, and able for, I don't know.
Okay, so like about, I would say more than 5 years ago, I used to drink juice. I used to drink, soda and all these things. So how did I start? I started, cutting down on the drink by, first mixing it with water, right? So let's say if you did a drink a whole 8-ounce, glass of, juice, cut it down to 4 and then actually dilute them with water. That's now one step. Right? So for let you begin eventually waiting there for happen, you don't go on for drink the juice or the sweet liquid or in a way you drink. So then anytime when you really try for drink juice, like a whole juice where we say dilute, it is still like you not say that's too much sugar. So you have to start with that in terms of drinks wise, right? And for the rice, if you're not possible like rest, I would say, cut it in half. Or you cut it in, like to three portions. So at least when you don't share into 3, you try for eat, do half first and then 3 portions, right? And then eventually you can cut it into 4. And if you're not possible like for eat bread, before you eat, if you eat like if we use for eat 4 slices, cut it down to 3. And then do that for about a week, keep going down, until you can really see how best you can adjust. They're not they say for let you change everything at once. You just have to do it, slowly. Just like when somebody they smoke, you don't expect that person to quit like cold turkey, right? You tell and say, well, every day try to see if you can cut down 1 cigarette per day, and then eventually you will get used to that, and then you keep going down. Same goes with the food. Now habit, now something where people can get now their mind say, I have to eat, and sometimes people are stressed and they feel like they need to eat. Some people when they are stressed, they don't eat. Well, in many cases, people eat because they are stressed. When they're stressed, they release cortisol, and that requires more food, right? So definitely if you can try for cut it down into half, or even take 1, like when you divide it into 3, take 1 out, then you eat the 2, then you go into the 1 way you don't cut it into 4, you can do 2, and that's how you will get, to the goal where you want. And even for exercise, nobody is saying do 30 minutes every day. Do a 15 minutes walk, and then eventually they get used to it. You go actually, like doing that. And then, take a walk, go around your block, where you live, and then come back inside. Or if you have stairs in your house, go up and down maybe 5 times, a day. And eventually you can get things, to where you want it. So that's not some of the things that we as a person could do. And, I think Nadia can start. And try not to eat too late if you do. Because that's where the problem is.
What about food? What about fruit?
Fruit, depending on the type of fruit, okay? If you get too much sugar, avoid them.
Strawberry, tangerine.
Strawberry is okay.
Orange.
Strawberry is fine. Pineapple
orange,
is okay.
Pineapple.
Yeah, but some of the tangerines are too sweet. Pineapple is good. Okay, one of my favorites. But then, try to maybe vegetables. Some people may not be able to eat vegetables by itself, right? They need to have dressing. They need to have protein. Yeah.
Not me.
So it's hard. It's really hard. But you have to start somewhere. You can't just, think that, it's hard, I can't do it. Yes, it's hard, you can't do it. But if you don't cut back, it's not going to change. you have to make the change. You have to be willing to change, make that change. It's a psychological process, right? You have to want to really do it. If you want for do, you don't set your mind at it. You say this I really want for do. You go get the zeal, you go able for do. Just like if you need a job or you need some kind of clothes, or some kind of thing that you really are craving for in life, you have to be determined that you want to do it. Get ready, and then you can do it and say, you know what, I know I can do this. Just keep yourself motivated. Keep yourself motivated. Just like some of people that have joined Weight Watchers before, they tell you can eat anything, right? But you just do calorie counting, So you can eat anything. You just have to know how much each one is. Maybe you can find an app that will tell you how much each food content is, how many calories this is. If you don't want to join those Weight Watchers because of the way they do their things, you can enter your diet, what you eat for the day. I think some of our devices now, even the phone, they have all these different things for us. So if we really use a smartphone, we should use them, to benefit us, But it's there. It's there for us to enter your intake for the day, and also fluid, water, right? So you should be doing 2 to 3 liters per day, unless it is contraindicated, meaning you're not allowed to drink too much water because you have kidney problem or you have heart failure and things like that. So they don't encourage you to do too much water. They have to monitor. But, somebody who's healthy, has no health problem, more hydration is good for your kidneys to even filter a lot of things within your system. Even your skin, you can see the difference. If you are somebody that loves water, it clears all the different toxins and you can get rid of it.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Okay, good luck.
Maybe after 1 year we'll go do updates on that.
No, only do 1 year. I think I'm going to start doing this every week with you. I'm going to ask, where are we today?
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem. Good luck.
You see how we can do Nasera Network, okay? Usai the program starts and Usai we don't do now with the program. 2030 we go end onga Nasera Leone. Then at the take come inside because we begin to talk about the nutrition, the value of food the way they eat and all that thing. And if we could just advise we say how we feel say we go able for be more healthy, even though we do say you think so you get a lot for it, but some of we don't feel say we dey boku and just choose once a day, and definitely that's what I've been doing. For the longest now, just 1 time per day and that's it. Thinking to say I was helping myself, but oh yeah, doctor don't say no. I see all the comments on Facebook, like people are like, no, you can't do this. Okay, yeah, you eat boku, then you eat 1 time no more. Which one? Which one better? See now, everybody now. Okay, 2030. No more hunger in Sierra Leone. How can we achieve this? Even though President Biosing will work alongside WFP for make this come to pass, how can we achieve this 2040? And then what in your diet look like? What in you feel say yourself don't land today we go able for work on, or how we feel say we all can work together for achieve a healthy Sierra Leoneans them in the diaspora and in Sierra Leone. For me, for one reason, whenever I go salon, not try alone and give away what we want now turn back. Because to be candid, whenever I go salon, I lose a lot of weight. And I'm always loving it when I'm in Sierra Leone. I'm always loving it because I lose a lot of weight. Even though some people say, hey, in Africa, you come out, but you don't know this and that, but that's how it's supposed to be. As I come, that's how I can see, and gradually they come. So I can watch and say they come from afar. I can tell I will say, you need the kind of air, but hey. But when I'm in Sierra Leone, yes, it works good. I don't know how it's in the deal, but and make you always look you one day on that other end. Eh? Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Okay. The first question I get for you is this WFP. How long they don't operate in salon?
They don't need it for the longest, sir.
They put a number on it. But
I want to believe, say, WFP done this over 50 years. I want to believe that.
Okay, today we're able to achieve food security.
Well, until now they say 2030. So now they pay attention. We go hold them towards that.
Yeah, but that's not their responsibility and the WFP. You see, they're Oyimboya, they don't get inside and want to we say they play into their hands. Now we get for feed with young people then. You know, they don't care. They will come and tell we any kind A, B, C. We say with the government, then now we get for feed with people then. But in our case now, we be able to get food security. We prepare them in the tail. We say the same, you know, in the 60s, 70s, you know. But when they convert to mining, you find out they abandon the agriculture and they not improve on the roads. Then take off the train, you know. So they not improve on the electricity. We don't go forget storage for the store people's stuff. You know, all that bring to this food insecurity what they face today. You know, WFP now will solve the problem that you say they don't really since almost 50 years ago. They need to solve problem. They don't want to go before. They don't want to help we. They prefer the way we are because they don't want competition. They want that slave and slave master mentality. Before they always turn to them for something. We don't get to know resources for those use them in the right way for better with country and with people them. We should have make a lot of that. The things that they affect we so today, the chicken don't come home to roost because we leaders them sit down for them and build the country up. We all now go realize the potential. They sit down there and affect themselves. You know, we let me see the suffer all the kind of things how they suffer. So electricity, water, and medical, all kind of manure where you go put inside the one pot. Indeed, because of the lack of vision and commitment to the country, they're not patriotic. You know, I just wish them luck. I think I say 2030. Well, if we are around, we will see. You know, that's my contribution.
Thank you very much, Ayo. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yeah, this is Omar from Minneapolis.
Yes, Omar, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, I know I've been sending you some text for back so we did talk to you about that. So anyways, the hunger stuff now, Sierra Leone, I don't know. I guess probably with their stuff there. I don't know why we will not be able to know say food security really necessary in that country for our young people. Now somebody else or can't tell we say, hey, they need for eradicate that one. You know, there's a problem. Now that I've been on the stage right there, I don't know which we don't get right ever. You know, there's a problem, yeah. People when they think about we young people themselves. Now somebody will can't tell you say, oh, now for begin sweeping also clean your house for let you not go get sick. If I don't know say yes, then thing then therefore cause some illness to you. You need to make a habit, you know. You know, so no more than you get for end up for people that get for die. We do not get they not get resources for maintain the life. It's sad. It's really sad. Now until they talk about 2030, people will go down die before they begin achieve that one day. You know? The place itself, all of that place in this mining stuff they concentrate on so much they not even do nothing. Will not diversify nothing. Except for the diamonds and others. So, and also time in order to reach the way we just over to produce, even though not a large quantity, but people will be able, then a village, they're able, sustain life. But we really don't talk. Because the people that set aside and farm them in day, then garden them in day, they don't go there and utilize them from diamond mining. So they don't ruin the old place there for them. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And I'll come into the nutrition stuff. I know you get some of the comments that were in the sending, right? Yeah. So, I think the main thing for nutrition stuff now moderation, because some of them bad things they were going to tell you, say cholesterol, sugar stuff, all that stuff that they will need them for low sustain life. We think it happen. If your cholesterol now the cell function and stuff or development, you need some of that. But if you go bad way, now you're not the problem. Because you get a good cholesterol, you get a bad cholesterol too. That is all if you're able, be cognizant of it will be good for your health. Because what think happen is if you don't get this, carbohydrate too much inside your body, what you do? It begins storing into some of your organs. And we need that because now we store the energy there down there. See, you need it in your liver, you need it in some adipose tissues the way you get. So, if you don't do this more like people who already fast, what thing they can do, then they go replenish. So then you store energy, then the way you get now your body to take a breakdown. You don't understand it? For then you go get some energy for do work. But also it can come bad now if you don't do it too much, then you can get acidosis. So they heat some of your fat stuff that's not a problem. So what you get for do in moderation. Even then vegetables the way we eat stuff. Then carrots, cabbage, what you can do, you can steam down it themselves, not put salt and other things. Because the most dangerous thing the way they think about sugar, salt. Now then they give boku medical problems and say, oh, we don't know. Because what thing can happen, just take for example, the way working the take is if you eat plenty salt. So take small amount of salt or take salt you put on a cup. You understand? And begin pour water pan. You go see the way you pour the water disappear, correct? Now so you disappear. You go want more water for let you go able dissolve that salt today. Now so your body said the day. So if you introduce more salt inside you, now plenty water they follow there. Then the body begin hold on to some of the water there. Waiting here happy. Once you don't accumulate that water, the foot can begin swell. It can't be said now you heart to compromise. You're not able to pump the got water and blood and all together. So if your heart not get that strength for like you able to pump blood through your system, you don't get problem. You see? So now they get swollen in your foot, they get swollen in your neck, you face the soil, all that stuff then the lungs begin pick some stuff. So the complication are a cascade of stuff the way they happen. Plenty things they result into all that stuff there. So we get to be very careful. Portion sizes, and then moderation. Now we need to consider. You don't get for fast sales, I get for each one per day. No. You need all the 3 meals there. And then snacks in between too. But what you need to consider is moderation, frequency, because then they even encourage you for let it be frequent. You get to be frequent, but small portions, and then moderation. But some other things and they will need them for we body for let it grow and develop well. So my own contribution that, yeah.
Thank you very much, Umar. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and where the call from, please.
Yes, Mr. Nancy, they call from US.
You get the platform, Nancy.
Yeah, I just want to talk on this agricultural thing where they talk about today. And I just feel say they appeal to the donors that are out there where always they donate restory and other things there. I think they need for stop for the give fish and make we learn for fish for we safe. I say this because instead of them give rice, where they know say just a selected few, now then go share them to themselves. And at the end of the day, that's why they left buffing, they even reach the masses, where then they send them for. Why they not go send agricultural tools them, like tractors, combine harvesters, things the way they improve with agriculture. If you then do that, we get a lot of that. Every district gets more than enough tractors and combined harvesters. You will able to encourage the people then for bigger farms, we will produce more. And when there is more production, we will able to reduce the hunger in the country instead of all the time in the cow rest for Kangiwi. We don't need the rest all the time because the cow start rest now they no more than the shape unto themselves and that's they come out of them. Even this medicine. Why they no go? If they want for really help we in Sierra Leone, they want for help we let them look at we hospitals. What we lack now the hospitals. If we will not get X-ray machines, them let them give we X-ray machine as donation instead of them can't give we all them thing the way they say. So instead the medicine then in 2 months then don't expire or then go keep until expire or then sell them to the people them too. So why they not go improve on with school labs them where with students them where then they go school, let them get started, where then they go do them practical and nurture them from that stage. At the end where they all grow up, then go get good scientists, they will go maybe able to make medicine for we say safe. So all down there we need that. Let them stop for the give fish, let them teach we. When they help we get hospital way well equipped, then can come and teach we doctors them where they are the ground. Starting surgeries, then they will really, they will not need for transport the person for go outside for go take that, for go do that surgery. If only we get the tools, then when they do the donation, then donate them tools, then can fly go there and go do the surgery. Instead of spend thousands of dollars for come do somebody in surgery out here, just for see doctors, they cost you more than $10,000. Then you just pay $2,000 as a transport, a flight for go and do the surgery and back, and even train with doctors they waiting at the ground. So when they know the doctors they waited, they then go able for do them. And now it even easy, you can do that FaceTime. The doctor go there right there and they watch you now while they do them together. You know even need for day if not done at the thing. So we appeal to them one the way they donate out there we leaders there, then they use their means there for extort and thief from we. And we don't tire from this stealing now. Let them say go they cow the things then now where they help we really at the ground instead of then they give we fish all the time. So we production will improve. We need trainers, not givers all the time. And also I just want to talk about back again for this thing. As for me diet, I they eat anything so far. It's just that I know they eat street food. Like them own food, then I when they say restaurant food, I know they eat them. We know they eat them. They out. And we know they drink them, juice them. Because you know, say it gets a lot of preservative, canned food, no canned food. Would they buy fresh food every day? And then while they cook, they make sure say I cook we own food most of the time. Would they eat rice? Would they eat all thing? But like juice, I can boil pineapple. And then the pineapple in water, just wash them fine, cut them, and then boil them. The inside, the top skin, now you put so na the pot, and then the inside you can blend them and add them na the pot, add water, boil them. When you don't boil them, strain the water, use that water they for make you ginger beer. So when you don't now, where you don't put them jug or a container, put in a fridge. When you're ready, you can just take na morning where you grab. Put some pan cup, you can warm them and drink them as tea. You can add lemon and you add honey and then you drink them. You know, you just eat something like na morning. The first breakfast for me na a balanced diet. I know they eat like some people. You will say, okay, now I just eat donuts and drink tea. It's not healthy because now so sugar. Then now you don't take. But then when you get food where they say it gets everything inside. It can be fufu if not that you want for eat. But then that fufu the plasas, it gets everything inside. It balance. So just eat them in a smaller portion for satisfy, not so for very full, like, you know, eat stay, you put aside the water for go, you put food, they know. If you put, just eat them just in a smaller portion and then you satisfy. And then maybe wait, you don't eat that day. If you satisfy in the morning, believe me, your body, they tell you. And then, you know, they feel hungry for a long time. And if you even want for snacking between, try maybe banana, you know, peanuts, you know, just then think the way you say they're healthy for snack up. And then maybe around, not eat late, maybe around 4, you can eat something else, you know, light. And then you will be fine. You know, I know, you know, people then they ask me, say, how are they doing? I say, are they eat me African food still? I don't change anything. But I'm okay. I don't there for more than 10 years. I don't think say I don't sick, you know. So now that's not my get for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nancy. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yeah, this is Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
You get the platform, Mike.
Yeah, I just want to tell President Bio, yeah, left for life by the people there. We don't tire with all these lies. We don't really tire. If you really care about Salon people, you go focus on agriculture. We're not the main thing that they want to focus on. But up till now, they need free education. We're not to feed nobody in that country. They want still they need free education. When agriculture now we really need, agriculture now ain't gonna pull we out of poverty. But then people are because they know exactly what they do. Not think say 2030 you go there now. Not think say after 2023 you go there now. Now for start now, President, you start now with this food here. No wait say 2030 because all the people are not also bigger business than they for go big food from other people. Who we get land under for plant. We get land under, we get boku land under, but they don't want to put there. The focus now they put it. Nothing they say they don't remember. They don't even think about agriculture. That's also small farming they NEPA. Agriculture now the way that they for go. But they leader man, they're not serious about Salon, man. Now for Kanamo for Kantif and go. They're not serious at all for develop Salon. Up till now, nothing they go on, say so the place the food not there. Now you there now the place so than 49,000 bags of rice. And now still no focus on agriculture. Then we can't wait, they can't begin a lie because some dignitary can't na yours. They're not lie money, man. That's also lie business in the part. Lie. Complete lie. Man, let's talk about the food business. Me, I don't switch. I know they eat rice again. Now this new thing now they eat what they call quinoa. Now they try right now. And for the sweet drinks there, I for just cut them off. No eat nothing, no drink nothing with fructose. They either diet soda, not drink anything very dangerous. Even sodas have cut anything and they off. And I'm your contribution I no more.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and where you call from, please.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, Triple A. This is Mustafa Edward Tarawale. Yeah, thank you so much. You will get in touch today for participate at the program. I just want for buttress on some of the callers them talking about. I just grab actually pamphlet. I get talk about 2030 for food security. My own contribution really is just that we Sierra Leone and them, especially we get families them, we still in Sierra Leone. I think we owe a lot of responsibility. I remember back in the days we be there in our village. We did go school in the morning. We will come out school by then too. Sometimes you can get your farm clothes inside your bag. From school, they go now house. They go direct, you go join the rest of the family where they do without farming or gardening. Now there you go there sometime after them 5, 6 in the evening. You come back now house, you get for come prepare, you study, and then you go back to school. And I guarantee you, me when they talk to me, not big grandpicking at that time, so my grandpa will be there to the farming. But I don't remember the time where it's white dress, when a black dress. We at that time, I'm talking about late 80s, going to the 90s. So because inside the one season, with the body make sure say a plant fundy, a plant rest in a swamp, it gets the farm. And inside the farm, they consist of everything. Just the one farm, they get cassava, they get cucumber, they get a lot of the grains the way they plant there. But nowadays, they put the pressure on saying the government, yes. Governments get responsibility for cater for we. But I believe say we the people self forget a lot of role to play inside that. Because inside one whole house, you don't produce, even if not pepper, when I able to produce. Remember, since that pepper the way they produce, you not get for buy pepper. Sometimes your neighbor no go buy pepper easily, because you go pluck that pepper, they can share to that your neighbor, which you don't reduce pressure either that from that village they take come to the town. But now, as I talk to you, just last year I be in a salon, I go pay a visit. Now I be just, what, we get lands them. Some of they go buy land to do agriculture. I follow me uncle. I meet they do small garden, just lot less than how many pounds of land. So I follow around at the garden. I go see. I say, this is not potential. I say, how I go do for able help, even if I know able better myself. But where you go be busy and you go get things. My brother, believe me, before we come out, they don't begin couch pepper for we from that garden day. Now we are to talk to you, they go nearly to 5 town lots, which is half of an acre, in a swamp where they do rice. Every day they update me with pictures them how the development they take place. So you see, when they talk about the food security, I mean, just from taking it, we think say now we self all the responsibility to ourselves. Let we able support the government for do something we go able make itself to be easy. We think it will be better for we. It's not about money. No, some people they think I say, we government the money for the flow, for the can and go on, they beat money, pick them up. It's not. You will get that money. If get the commodity for buy, you go all the money they work all round. If they come back now, you go get. And if I get for a small call to the government inside, shortly I see every day they say food bank, then they go give rice away. Food bank, yeah. So I look at them, I say, in one way, the amount of thousands of bags, then they don't give few people that will benefit from them. I just look at say, the people that we sometimes say they get benefits from back. Now they focus on. I'm thinking, why if that rest they don't come? Why they not go just store them at the national store? Where they say they go make rice very reasonable. If not sell safe, then they sell them. That one day it go better. One, it is sustain the whole country than getting a selection of towns or villages where they go give. And that village they back where they go give. Not everybody there that village they get. If you go get the chief imam, you get the allergy them, and if you then get they're not wouldn't they cook. They're not get for members say that mami and not be get at this food bank. No, it's not possible. Now they say all that thing they don't can no Chinese or Indian, they don't come back, they don't can give donation of rice, oil, and all that thing. So just think if possibly if they could able to think of the small thing because we wouldn't think of country. It's not about a village. It's a whole place, everything we did. So for let them reduce things them for themselves, like there's small donation in the way they can let them store them, they make them reasonable. Let it circulates in the market. Everybody will be happy. This food security, bread and butter, these are all some of the substance that we cover them. You see. So if I get for talk tonight, I will stop now for let other people them able get opportunity. Thank you very much, and we appreciate the program. I mean, we desensitize ourselves, we learn from it. I've learned a lot from this program. I mean, you don't pass months. I don't know the timing, so I will struggle, So, but thank you so much, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kola. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get the platform, sir.
Well, what the VHFP gets, I mean, a good idea from now to 10 years from now. If they ever make food available in that country for the common man, because we not say the government's not good to it. And it's out of the question mark. We already know, so then I talk and nothing. Talk normal and they're good for. And we know that. But we're not bothered with that. You know? We left for the get shame now, sir, for this bigger. For say any government we can pass to go big, person can donate to. We say not going to donate. We say not going to country that they will be able to donate to. When they get disaster, self, we're not able to take what I'll give themselves. Some of them think that when you give, that's what God will look and bless you. But we always declare and say now we get the worst problem. And which of course we not get. Now the system where they don't make in place for food. We not say everybody knows Sierra Leone, the land day. This is not simple thing this. We not get a good thing for worry. Now, we get 6 months inside dry season, 6 months rainy season. We know say when it comes to dry season, plenty can be small because that's a lot of people don't harvest. You know, food there a little bit. But before the dry season, the dog, with the enter inside rainy season, not trouble. The food don't know. The farmers there, they don't get past there. They go buy rest. They don't even save for rainy season. The small rest where they plant, then they go, then we don't, but good farmer, we all know that they not talk about the city, just the village there alone. Because when you plant, you don't harvest. During dry season, you don't harvest. You save for the one way you sell, the one way they sustain you for the next 6 months. Till rainy season, you enter inside rainy season, you don't say, if you're able to save than they, or the one way you left for plants back, you save than they. But they're not there. They'll go sit down, they eat all. I mean, these are some of the sensitization, the need for sensitize, then farmer, they are back. They'll go eat all during dry season. When rainy season, you see now they begin go buy Chinese fresh. Where the one where you don't plant? Me, I don't experience. I know I talk out of experience. My grandpa and my farmer, I remember one with the small one, I go to board. When they wake me up, very early, then I go back. Why begin work in America? Why they work? I wake up 3 a.m. I go work 4. I say this thing now where I'm at all and I was small. So they wake me around 3 a.m. for go drive board. And my uncle me very wicked to me. It I made the same before. For to clear the grass before they reach, I don't soak because the dew. That thing they made the morning me so bad. Anytime when me talk, I say remember when they touch on me for go drive board. They put me before. So during rainy season 10, we receive my granny, they go buy rest for cow and a farm. And but I want them to cook. When they come to the protein side, the other thing, salon we all say Sierra Leone we cooking na protein. Even if you cook pema, we say for you to cook lafidi. We know say that lafidi day. And when they talk about salon, I say from man make and rich. I don't see lafidi now, some man don't fry in fish, you don't mix the jakato, you don't mix the okra, all that thing and they don't put them together and say, wow, this is not direct or one pot you don't make. So we know so we come to protein side. For cooking, me na person like what you talk about that eat late. Me na one of the person who eat late. Because I work it all off na net. You know, I was directing that I cook, as I be cook, and I'm very cook. So then maybe I put on with Joseph because now for I see something in a magazine or I see something at TV, whether they make them, me say what make them my own way. I go come on, my friend don't know me for that. I call them creation because if na fried rice, I go create them my own way. We go come on fine and when I don't eat and I say yes. So you know, so that side with the work on me say the work on my own weight, especially me where. All the my dietitian, I'm already on this dialysis now. My dietitian, they say you need to work on. But I said, but no. You know, but some food that the way you don't make it, you don't go hardly for resist. Especially you don't see somebody make some nice shrimp, lobster. I want to make my own way where I go taste that good. So, you know, now, just as a doctor say, we will work on that. But it will take with time. You know, me, I not go lie, now for like what stress I eat. That one, I eat. You know, morning, afternoon, evening, but I'm not sure why I eat good. Now I give credit to myself for that. I dey eat good. I not eat fast food. I not drink soda because of my situation. But the water you now can go over my I not for go. When I 1 liter, what for take for the day, Sunday I go 1.5. They go in the place hot and But what do they say for left food boku na salon, the government need for do your own part, let the people then do their own part. It just start like water, it's just not 6 months. Prepare inside 6 months, plenty. The next 6 months, we will see no more everything just scarce. What's how this what thing goes no but what thing they did inside salon? For that 6 months, when it sees you go see, but let's count to mango tea. You go see mango tea water. We not get we have for reserve anything and day. When mango tender, you go see where you want go buy mango, you go ask for let's see mango 7. We say all the mango don't go inside that 6 months. It come to pepper 10. Pepper go do plenty per mine. So you see some mango say, oh, I the wait let per mine price go up. All anything and they affect you. We not be reserved with food there. We not even the farmers, some farm where plant the rest, you don't harvest. Maybe they save the one where for plant for next year. But before that next year they reach, eat all the one. They begin by Chinese fresh back. So the government need for put mechanism in place. Like this food bank business, places, they need for bring that SLPMB back. Where you say they go restore some of the crops where you don't harvest. Where you don't harvest, government go buy at the hand. Buy if na cocoa, cacao, whatever, palm, pepper, buy and you can store. Where you don't know, say you don't let na the market, you release that for sell and give people there. You go make profits more. Then we're going to say yes, for the next 6 months, when this done, we'll go outside to get them back. But we'll not get a reservation, the world will reserve. You see America, like outside, I mean, as farm, now the state where they, now farm state, Indiana. If you wait past also cornfield, soybeans, right now they harvest them. So that the one that, so why they come there, I ask my friend, see this, and then they take me beer, oil, whiskey, all anything and they get them inside and they store anything and But if we get outside the reserve, we preserve within there, we're not going to suffer that much per food business. But what we'll get, we consume all at once. Then they affect we. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, I live on here. Your name and who call from, please.
Oh, my name Kisu. Nami, you talk for?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Mina Kisu. They come from the UK.
You get the platform. What's your contribution?
I just want to say, well, like where the caller before this caller, the state say, where if they grow up, how in people and they do farming. Me na one person where people in back now that they do, and now they able to pay with school fees, and they able to do everything for we. I think it's a good idea. If everybody just go down and say, okay, now try for the step of where we they eat first and feed will picking them. So they not go there above say politicians then go come, give them money, give them 1 cent for let them go fetch for them or do anything for them. So then get their own say and then vote where the time they reach. Because they're able to feed themselves and take care of them picking them. You understand? So like for go na morning, you go na farm where you don't go drop your picking or where you picking don't go school. In fact, Africa, they don't need for drop them picking them. They just need for go na farm, go do their work. But people, they don't want to do that again. They all just want to move to big towns or big cities for let them can sit down there. Waiting and they do, they know. Sell, make maybe if na pepper, go pin them, but go sell. They get for go pay us rent. That was rent, then are possible for campaign for them and all them things. So I think say nothing where we self get for think about, especially like we were there abroad. You go back home. If na small land you get, go put on there, put something there, let you plant. Let me show example to the one that we they and that we not evaluating and while they get, Years back, work in Holland, who meet the farmers them. Now a small land, like 2 town lot, 3 town lot, somebody go plant there just this paprika, this big pepper. Now they plant. But then it harvest time. The time where you harvest time, it able to pay like most of your rent or whatever. But one thing that where the Dutch government do, then subsidize them. So that make them encourage the farmers them. Now I make you they see abroad, the farmers are rich. Not to like Africa, what will be they do? Now we they look low upon. You they even shame na class for say, oh, I get for go na farm first for good red board before I go na school. That was like a shame, you know. So if you say, oh, you know, belong to the other one then. But if we practice for say, okay, the rest will begin in the eat. We're not able for let person say, oh, pass it each almost o'clock for let we go drag, no, can't cook for picking them. I think say that country they will not even need foreign aids. We can able to do it for ourselves. Honestly, my brother, Holland is a small country as Sierra Leone. But if you see the way we then build a country today, now sometimes I look myself and say, waiting black man do God. Or is it ourselves? But now they say now we safe. Now we safe just depend on if the government is not doing nothing, leave them. You do your own things, do your own, contribute to your own self and see. Let we begin buy and sell. Let them begin to we say, oh, pay so many tax, we're not to you the profits. You get a say for tell them, say, okay, if that be the case, I'm not going to sell my goods in Sierra Leone. I'm taking them to Guinea. Let them wait in call international law they interfere. You understand? I think that will get for do. Than for say, okay, we don't get bookman and bookwoman. It's not all. The richest people are not the most educated ones. It's good for educate yourself for lay sabi you left and you right. But it's good back for lay you teach you picking it or even yourself or put yourself into something where you not depend on person. We picking them after 15 years. Now try for make them affluent. Or even 16 years, now make them affluent. Let them able get money in their own pockets for spend for themselves, not to person for go give them. If I get picking enough for go to man for say let get money for let do something. We self for teach them that. Or you go able to teach them that, then for able learn. But if you not show an example, you show them say the only place to be is the office. Then there's a tug of war because offices are not there enough for people there for go work. We have to do something and something with our hands. People then get for learn for do practical things, where they put their hands on and get money there. We get people that we get sense in Africa, we're able to do a lot of things, but because we don't want to do it, we don't even want to try. We just one day, okay, let government bring, let's go. It's not possible. It's not possible. Even yes, so when they talk say this and that. Not to everybody they enjoy the cake at the table. You get for go out there and thrive. If you say no more, you don't forget everything, it's not go possible. Then if we shame the leaders and where they come, whatsoever, you know, go put me back the way me know one day. I go just stay neutral. And when you do bad, I go able to attack. So then the people that do good, then go get and say. Because I'm not going to say, pass, you give me job because I survive before I survive with my people. So I go able to tell you anything I want to tell you. Well, I bring change in the country. I think say if people are ready for do that, farming they pay. Will be young, then they export palm kernel, everything. You can Sierra Leone palm are the most expensive. Now every shop. And people are still they buy them. So why people are not invest palm? And not to the investments, but people then they invest back home for getting permanent. How then they export them from Sierra? How then they send them from Sierra Leone for cancel? That's the problem. So we know they like when they say truck you one box but hand shots, we know they able. And the people that when they back home again, you want to say, okay, let I do something like invest. Most of them just they don't say, okay, this is my get back money. Wait, you don't send this, so I will send more. You know, we get for one day, we get for put that one day in them brain say, okay, if person they help you, help yourself. You know, not to only what they give them all the time. Now that's my own contribution.
Thank you very much, Kola. Thank you, ma.
Thank you for giving me the pleasure.
All right. Yes, Kola, you live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Name Ezekiel. I call from Oregon.
Yes, Ezekiel, you get the platform.
Thank you so much, Triple A. The idea of the farming, what they talk about, a good idea. However, you get for look into a lot of things. It's very difficult. The reason why everybody they talk about why government not they help in the process is because we they just do subsistence farming. We nothing we have to do throughout my life before I left Sierra Leone. Everything depend on the farm. You know, again, like what they say, what would they do? Let's say, would they do the swamp rice? You know, would they put all the energy for that day, the whole family? So just imagine throughout that rainy season, that's the whole family they do, and that we all depend on. And during that process, if one person is sick, as we know, we hospitals in that country. We see you take one person there now the hospital, then they take care of them until you pay money. Inside that money did they come out during that time? Now loan will they go take, and that loan will they go take now against the farm. As with the harvest, these guys are there, then bag open. For let you flag the rest and put on the way flop and maybe the loan will go take for that day for that particular incident, now 2 bag rest. And this is subsistence farming. It's a family of the man get 2-3 women there, and each woman get probably over 5 kids. Now that whole and solely subsistence farm, now they depend on. And that day back, then they take loan for buy rest during the rainy season because there's not enough rest. Even if you get cassava, the cassava not they last too long because everybody depend on we hire people for let them can't do the job. Now that cassava they go pull and make fufu, So by the time they done the planting of that swamp, the cassava don't done. When you wait now for that rest grow and burst and dry, all throughout that time, now long you they take against your farm. So, and believe you me, it's a very, very difficult to work. It's tedious, very hard. You they sweat stay, if now the time for brush, you they get different blister for whole the machinery. When the time comes for plant, you they get different blister. This is all difficult. So when would they try for talk about farming, would they compare a little bit, no talk about a little bit, the man who have been there with Naya, a friend, now farmer Naya, just imagine AAA, the government actually pay them for letting no farm certain area. They pay them $80,000. $80,000 for something we cannot do. And when it do the farming again, if you're not able to sell them, like the way the China issue happened, they're not able to export soybeans, then they pay them for that. We don't have that system in place. We government all the time where then they go na money, then they ask for. Somebody be talk earlier on, he say, why we they need to go ask for tourism so that we go learn how for fish. One time I be talking, if you look at the rice harvesting machine, where they harvest rice, we say 50 people and go work the whole day. That thing they do inside 30 minutes. The only quarter, they clean them, put them inside bag. One go, and they use one while look them up. Now Japan, they get used one there for $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. And these people, they are talking about giving them how many tons of rice. Why they not go ask for the machine? So that people then go begin learn how to do that thing then they, So it's very easy for always to let everybody return and go, what they then go do now for just eat. What if somebody's sick? Now you go now the hospital, the doctor not they touch them until you put money because this just happened to me 2 weeks ago. My brother died, Where then they try to go bury in a village. My nephew left Freetown. It get accident right after Mashaka. They say that they do construction day. Right after there, the taxi driver take a back road. It just the go at speed. Oncoming motoka come, able to escape. Rama, my nephew died on the spot. So 2 buried now we have. And girlfriend we been there, he broke his hand and go with an cornot. That brother, get laceration I hate. It they bleed. They sit there, AAA, for 2 hours. Then that's all they pass there. Until the uncle go and give them 400,000 and the nurses in Canada, they do whip the blood. What kind of country this will they talk about? So we then grab then they go team up, then they are so big talk night and day. It's not like we don't want to support them, but too much talk. Put some action in. Anyway, we all pray let God make everything work for our country. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, caller, you're live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Constantine Leone from Australia.
You get a platform, sir.
The problem we get as a nation, when you look at agriculture, agriculture not a cheap project. Just like waiting Ezekiel just don't talk. Most of the agriculture what we do back home now subsistence farming. Now outside they will only just farm for feed your family. That now called backyard garden. And not sufficient enough for even the nation, not less for talk about exporting. And agriculture not a rocket science in the sense that the basic Form 3 student we start for do agriculture. When they do agriculture, they align the factors affecting agricultural development, more especially in Sub-Sahara or Sierra Leone in particular. Let me look at the factors the way they make agriculture happen. One, poor road network. You get extension workers then. These are people the way they train, we get the skills for teach farmers them how to do agriculture. Like when for plant, when not for plant, which breed for plant, when for harvest, when not for harvest, which fertilizer for use, which fertilizer not for use. You get storage facility. If you not get enough storage facility in the country, how you go and expand agriculture? The people that don't harvest, who side they go put them product? When they talk about storage, you also talk about refrigerators. We are in like some we don't do a veggies them. Who side go put them for refrigerator for over 1 year or 6 months before you count at the market. But when you at the market, how you go to do that no supply without you not perish? You get lack of education. Most of the farmers they do not get education. So therefore it becomes impossible for me to expand agriculture. You get loans and subsidies. The farmers them poor. How them will get loans and subsidies from government or for institutions them for empower them. You get the land tenure system. We are in some land and it belongs to a community. Maybe one man get the power for do agriculture, but because the land belongs to a community, they're not able to go through that community, make them get the enhance for make actually able to expand agriculture because they say and say one can't take we land. Even though it get the means to expand the agriculture, you know we get a chance there because the land is belong that to a family or to a community. You get climate condition, you get pests and diseases. You get all them factors that are involved in agriculture. The notion again about agriculture in Sierra Leone is bad. A lot of we feel the agriculture now for people that we drop out or now for people that we poor. When you come to the Western country, it's the direct opposite. Agriculture now for people that we get money. Agriculture not for poor man and more than the agriculture. If you want to expand agriculture to the scale where you want them for feed the nation and also able to empower people and for export. The people that we get money they involved in agriculture. This is the problem in Sierra Leone. We just tell people go on farm, let people go on farm, let people go on farm. If you go on a farm, you don't get the tools, you don't get the mechanism, you don't get the way for buy like tractors, harvesters, then planters, then ridges, then. How you go able to do agriculture for supply, even food for the country, not for talking even about exporting. So waiting that last call talk a completely day in line. Agriculture not for poor man. The people that will get money made them land for invest in agriculture. Now this is for emphasize on. You can't do agriculture when you are poor. Forget it. You can't. It's impossible. And agriculture not only restricted to plants. You get animal husbandry. We are involved the rearing of cattle and poultry. And that needs a lot of effort. It needs a lot of money. It needs a lot of technology. You not go do poultry where you not get incubators then. You get for buy artificial incubators them. We get for warm the eggs them. We not go depend on the hen for sit on that egg. For we only sit on a small margin of eggs. When you apply like the artificial incubators, it is able to warm over thousands of eggs or millions of eggs. It depends on the scale or the life where you want to do your poultry. So by that way, you go find out so you go able to export eggs them or able to count more eggs than at the market. But if that not the you feel that lemon na sanda or kamakwe or kala we able to do on agriculture so for expand, it's not possible. The people who get money just get for think about how they will invest in agriculture because agriculture not to cheap thing. Yeah, the people that the West will get money, the billionaires, the millionaires there. Now people who they do agriculture. Sometimes they only employ people like for can at the farm like for can pick orange with the time orange for pick orange. After that like seasonal. Now that's Australia right now, the struggle, the status how we did. They encourage people for go because of this COVID-19. The farmers, they struggle, they plant and they palm oil. And now government, they give subsidies money to people. The people don't know how to get for good job then. So government want for stop, for give subsidies to money, the cover support for families then. So that it will force people for go, help the farmers then for harvest the food. Not so that in the long run, we'll get shortage of food. So these are the things we talk about. Agriculture is not cheap. The notion that agriculture now for people who are illiterate, or people away poor, is wrong. Agriculture are for people away get money, not for poor people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, concerned citizen. Thank you, sir. We start the program, say, from now to 2030, we now in 10 years' time, President Bill, the government of Sierra Leone, and alongside WFP, one for CC, people can go sleep, them belly full. They're not going for wondering for it. Zero hunger in Sierra Leone. So we asked the question, how can we achieve this? Even the last time we did Naya, we talk about the 1.5 million people where they suffer from food insufficiency. We know how we've been talking about it. We turn, we go come back to agriculture. We don't go, we don't come, we don't go so, we don't cancel. Everything when we talk about, anytime we lay this issue on our table, they talk about food. How can we achieve this? Through agriculture. The last thing I say, I try to encourage we all, within the diaspora, because we have the finance for begin for invest in agriculture. And there's a lot of people, they say, oh, how can we achieve this? How people in a salon, then go pour money, then go this, then go that. How do we want to achieve this? How? For the government, you just left them corner and outside and sit on the watch. But we as people, we as Sierra Leoneans, we are the people within the diaspora, we get small thing. How can we help out with agriculture in Sierra Leone? How? Because always we they come with you, they talk on agriculture. We not just like the politicians them. We sabi the problem of Sierra Leone and we know waiting for take fix them. Not that we don't know, we know. But it's good. One tell don't they people and they say nah, then self get farm. Let we self begin for invest small, not to boko, small. Let we self begin for invest in agriculture. It's gonna pay off. It pay off. And why they say agriculture, not to the one now we as person say, you know it in now see by waiting I go able for plant or wait I go able for do for cows. So how they help? Where if you are going sign now, wait till you go the able for export. Eh? You go say yes, we export to the foreign exchange. You go, how we will sustain we self first in the country? How? How we go able to sustain we self in the country first? Let's start from there. The people that need to eat a lot of vegetable, well, let's go plant them. Let's go plant. We know we people them. We get our road and call Falamakata. Then go eat her. Then they don't make a 1-2 term. Say na so they make an so, you make an so, you get one kind of way. Say na so then they make an oversee. You don't you don't sell a note to Salomon. And so then they make an oversee. I don't care what it is. They eat her. Then go eat her. But how can we get them on board? We self need for play a part. For years now, whenever we talk about food insecurity, when they talk about agriculture, whenever we see the young man them all they ride Okada, we talk about agriculture. When we don't hear you say pepper now na Mali, then they pull granite na Mali, then they pull this, then they pull na Guinea, we talk about agriculture. How can we? How can we? Sally Obun Kamara say, the ministers, then the state for encourage ministers, then forget their own farm. They do. Never say they not get to, then get. Nancy Barry say, let's get, say, I network family farm and ranch. Okay. All right. I get small one that I don't want Kabudu there right now. But on my next trip, I will try for secure. You know, say me na chief, eh? So I reach na me grown. Try for secure, maybe 20, 30 or up to 50 acre. Would that one come on board? It's fine. Not the first person. But in everything we they do here, me I collect for practice and I collect for live to expectation. When we begin to talk about agriculture, I have a little one. Some man go say big, some man, but me, a small one than they to me. Where I'm working on right now. I'm working on it. It's difficult. I know tell you lie, difficult because when you go to the village, people are where they and all this. Everybody where they know say you come out overseas. They want one thing for pay for one thing. Like that land that don't pay pass almost time for brush. But I was like, now after this rains, man, we say brush now full go. You're gonna have something there, and the next go, you guys are gonna see it. That's my determination, but I'm stretching forth to another one. And that one is not going to be like saying like this small one near me there. But I'm looking for a bigger space. So just start small. Just start small and see how we can do it. And not for say no more for they can't talk, but will people be ready? Will Pastor can begin chase people and back, no. If you feel say you can do it, then go for it. Go for it. If you feel say able to, why not? Why not go for her? But if you say no more, now for talk, not go walk. Anna. Eight people, the broken promise. Alter the promise. I need for contact this person. Make us see when it really available. Make a count him. Walk out and see how we can work together. For the Bundesese agriculture not limited to rice production, there is enough land for even rice production that could feed the of course. We all know that. We all know that. Alhaji say we're not going to just talk about agriculture, but we'll get for provide the housing so that people can go settle down there and make it easy for them to invest and workers. And that's true. Like me, I've done my findings. I don't do my findings. Usai, right now, and even Usai, I look at the potential place where they look at. I don't do my findings already. There's a lot of people would they feel say everybody don't kind of tongue not in a village. No, people are still there in the villages. They're there. They just say no more. They need that engagement. They need that involvement. Over say they know they, but I know say the young people, most of them are not there. You don't go now most of them village there. It is beaucoup picking there. You know why? During the day, they drink poyo. I'm telling you, I've been to several villages there. Whenever I go salon, most of the time I go to villages there. During the day, they na poyo then they drink. Net can they born picking. During the day drink poyo, net can born picking. That's what most of them do now. You hardly let you know go to a village, you know meet. I don't want to put numbers there. To meet people away drunk. From young to old. You meet them there. But if we can have these people, engage them, we all come out some side. Even if you feel saying a free tongue you born, check good. Your lineage there somewhere. I'm serious. Because even we the one of the office in Africa about this and that, but check if you get connection to York, Gloucester, Sussex, all these places if you get connection there. Edward Tarashid say, he say, in the look for investors then. In get land just after Waterloo, when at Songo. Songo, there is a toll road there. We left the one at Hastings. The next, that if you go Masaka, the next one where they meet, na Songo. Well, a day, Edward, they talk about. Say, in get land, if people want for invest, let them join them. And then they go see what thing they go, then see what thing they go come to it. Zainab Sanusi Kai say they say the minister then get farm, but they harvest then they go for other country highest bidders. This is one type of food scarcity within our country. Well, then say then get okay. You know it's so difficult for make, but I think I'll give myself that challenge. On our next trip to Sierra Leone, we'll ask all the ministers we get farm, make we go check them, farm them. No, so make we go check them, farm them and see. Or is it say because now the tongue then come out, then give them big empty land, the gas they already did and say na farm? Timbuktu say no get connection upline. By connection now, eh? But on a more serious note, we need for invest. Let's start for leave the talk. You know, just like we're talking, we can show what we're doing for some of those things we're saying. You know, like okay. Massive Tripoli. But we can do it though. We can do it. Yes, we know say the government get for make the environment, but let's begin first. Let's begin get the land. There's another project we done the work on. When it's there and it works, I will come and say it here. You know, for empower youth them, for empower people. We just don't want to just delegate that. No. They try. They try. We hope for 2030. Zero hunger, no angry belly. Hey. They say from 2020 to 2024, the plans them way there for the National Development Plan, they among. Let's see how that one they go begin work. But trust me, we can't wait till last minute 2029. Now that time they will go plan for 2020 for 2030 is not going to work. It's a lifestyle. We need for begin for induce some in our people, in our folks, in we self for induce the lifestyle of agriculture. If not, we'll not go with till last minute. Then go push them back say 2040. Eh? Alhaji Selassie say no one they go na any of the provinces there. You know, they don't go through Potloko coming to Freetown from Cambia going to Guinea. Well, at least going to Guinea, you don't see places then. Eh? I think Tripoli don't travel small though. I go count places the way I no go it. Areas the way I no go it. I think from the Sierra Leone, from whichever end to Liberia, I've not been there. But from whichever end, from Freetown, to Guinea, I don't go. And from that ending now to all the areas there, 91, Yile, all those places, that entire neighborhood there, I've conquered. Kamna, I know reach Pujan but Bo, Kenema, and all these other Africa area, I don't conquer. You come inside McKinney, you come inside Putloko. I don't try. I think I need to try and conquer the one at that Liberia end. We connect three. I think I need to conquer that one. Then myself able tick the box. Say I've been in places in Sierra Leone, And not forget to Afrito me born. But I really want to know more about Sierra Leone. I ain't me gonna all them places then day. We'll go there back tomorrow. We hope for the best for Sierra Leone. But please, not forget, we can do it. We safe, we're able for do them. Let we just start somewhere and see how far we go with them. On that part of the accident, Ezekiel, I think we will left handy for Saturday because myself get something for say. The manager of Sierra Networking have been involved in an accident and see all the thing we go through for it's just sad with medical system in Sierra Leone. People taking advantage. They don't even care if it's an accident. We pray say the people who lost their life for Ezekiel. They rest in peace. But on Saturday, me go because you know saying that day we can divert and deal with issues. It's sad. It's really sad. Somebody they get accident at the end of the day, then they coerce you back for pay money first before they go even see you. Somebody was unconscious, then give a make say, then the play as he can't turn out that the next day they ask for money. Yes, in Sierra Leone it's happened. Sad. But again, we're not stress. Yeah? We'll go there back tomorrow. Timbuktu say, he say, Alaji no to Salomon. Alaji say, in Afrito no more. He say, Alaji in Afritonian. Okay. Me just want me in Afritonian, but they all say. Go there back tomorrow anyway. Till we meet again, Triple say, Tata.